Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Meha Bhardwaj Alter. This is Game On, where you get the latest from the world of sports, and we've got a big breaking story coming out of the IPL. Yes, in what comes as a huge blow to Chennai Super Kings, captain Ruturaj Gaikwad has been ruled out of the Indian Premier League 2025 owing to an elbow injury. MS Dhoni will lead CSK in the remainder of the tournament. Franchise head coach Stephen Fleming, he's confirmed this on the eve of their match against Kolkata Knight Riders that will be played at the MA Chidambaram Stadium tomorrow. Earlier in the season, Gaikwad had copped a blow on his right forearm during Super Kings' defeat against Rajasthan Royals in Guwahati. According to reports now, Gaikwad suffered an elbow fracture and he's been ruled out for the rest of the season, starting with CSK's match on Friday against Kolkata Knight Riders, like I just said. Dhoni's last match as CSK skipper was during the IPL 2023 final in Ahmedabad against the Gujarat Titans. Ravindra Jadeja, he slammed a 4 and a 6 in the last two balls to help CSK seal its fifth IPL title. The former India skipper has led the franchise on 235 occasions, leading the team in all its championship winning campaigns. Dhoni had delegated the captaincy duties to Ravindra Jadeja ahead of the 2022 season, but an indifferent start to the competition forced the left-arm spinner to hand the reins back to his former captain. Notably, Gaikwad was doubtful for CSK's last game against Punjab Kings, but he did end up playing that match. He managed just one run of 3 deliveries. Overall, like I said, he's captained CSK in 235 matches, but this season he's played 5 matches. He scored 122 runs at an average of 24.4 and a strike rate of 150.61. Now, like I said, he has captained CSK MS Dhoni in 235 matches, leading the team to 5 IPL titles. Dhoni is back. So for a lot of Chennai Super Kings fans, they'll be hoping for that Midas touch when it comes to MS Dhoni and captaincy, because this is, in fact, a huge blow for Chennai Super Kings. Now, they did have a shaky start to the competition. As we've already said, they are going to be playing tomorrow, and they'll really be hoping that they win against Kolkata Knight Riders at home. A beleaguered Chennai Super Kings then. They will have their task cut out against Kolkata Knight Riders as they look to break a frustrating run of defeats in front of their loyal but disappointed supporters in IPL in Chennai tomorrow, heading into the critical game in which a loss could spell more trouble for CSK. The home team is taking some solace from the batters' impressive show in the last match against Punjab Kings, which they lost by 18 runs after being set a stiff target of 219 in Mullanpur. CSK are now hoping for a change in fortune at Chepauk, where so far this season they have been deprived of the advantage the Yellow Brigade used to get in the past. That has also forced longtime Chennai coach Stephen Fleming to express his frustration after a massive loss against RCB some days back. CSK did not enjoy home advantage at Chepauk, which has been a significant factor in their previous success. The pitch has changed significantly, making it harder for them to read and adapt to. For CSK to change the tide, they have no option but to try and get acclimatized to the conditions there, and their spinners will have to find ways to succeed at a venue in which they've dominated for a prolonged period. CSK will have to do course correction in order to get back to winning ways, and as has been the case in the last couple of weeks, a lot of the focus will again be on veteran MS Dhoni. He smashed a 12-ball 27 against PBKS with 3 sixes and a 4. The likes of Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Shivam Dubey, they will be entering the match on the back of some welcome runs, but they'll also know that in the absence of Ruturaj Gaikwad, they will need to do all the heavy lifting. This is one of the positives, though, that they've got some runs in difficult times for CSK. CSK also suffered a major blow, like I said. With Ruturaj Gaikwad being out, what is the next step for them? How do they fill that gap that has been created because of Ruturaj, his injury and him being out of the whole season. Bowling will be more or less along the same lines, with Khalil Ahmed, Mukesh Chaudhary and Matisha Patirana handling the pace department, and the trio of R. Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja and Noor Ahmed hoping to work their magic with their spin bowling. As far as the Knight Riders are concerned, they will be smarting from their narrow loss against Lucknow Super Giants 3 days back, and will look to get back to winning ways before it gets too late for the defending champions. The bowlers were taken to task by LSG batters at the Eden Gardens, and they will hope for a much improved performance at the Chepauk, while the batting unit will bank on the likes of Quinton de Kock, Sunil Narayan, skipper Ajinkya Rahane, Ankarish Raghuvanshi, Andre Russell and Rinku Singh to fire and lead their resurgence. KKR are in the 6th position with 2 wins and 3 defeats in 5 matches, while CSK are placed 9th in the standings after 4 losses and a solitary win. Sai Sudharsan now. He's been in sublime form and struck another brilliant knock against Rajasthan Royals, this time scoring 82 of 53 balls to lead GT to victory and to the top of the points table. After RR opted to bowl on a red soil pitch, Sai Sudharsan's 82 of 53 balls, his third half century of the season, steered GT to 217 for 6. With no dew in the second innings, it proved way too steep for RR to chase down. Sai Sudharsan generally takes time to get going, and that's what he did against Jofra Archer. Soaked in the pressure exerted by Archer with the new ball, he respected the conditions, which offered good pace and bounce to the seamers, who bent their back, and then he started to play his shots. Once he felt comfortable, some of those shots were absolutely brilliant. The ramp shot, the scoop shot, he drove and cut, took his side to 50 in 5.1 overs. By the end of the power play, he had 39 to his name off 22 balls. Jos Buttler was giving him company at the other end. He and Sai Sudharsan added 80 of 46 balls before Mahesh Theekshana trapped Buttler LBW. But Sudharsan carried on with Shah Rukh Khan, making the RR bowlers pay for any errors in line and length. The innings was on the slower side, but with 8 boundaries and 3 sixes, he accelerated enough for the innings to be finished off with a couple of big hits from Rashid Khan and Rahul Tewatia. Sudharsan was dropped on 81 by Shubham Dubey of Archer in the 18th over, but he only added 1 more to his tally. With that knock, he is at the second spot with 1,307 runs behind Sean Marsh, who has 1,338 runs. After Sai, there are some heavyweights like Chris Gale, 1,141 runs, Kane Williamson, 1,096, and Matthew Hayden, 1,082. Sudharshan is also the only Indian in IPL's history to score 5 back-to-back 50-plus scores at a venue. In GT's last 2 IPL 2024 matches at the venue, Sudharshan hit an unbeaten 84 and a century. Reflecting on his knock and whether he aims for consistency, the left-hander replied, "I'm not trying to be consistent in any way, just reacting to the situation and doing the best out of it. I faced Nokia last year, but he was probably quicker." This is in reference to Jofra Archer. He says, "Jofra got a bit of perches off the wicket today. Slower ones and change of pace will hold on the wicket, so I feel we have a good score." This was a mid-innings chat for Sai Sudharsan. All right, as cricket returns to the Olympic fold after 128 years, 6 teams will battle for the prestigious gold medal at the 2028 Los Angeles Games. The organizing committee has confirmed that 6 teams that will participate in the competition in 2028 Olympics. Cricket last featured at the Olympics in the 1900 edition of the Games in Paris, where a one-off 2-day match between Great Britain and France was held. That is recognized as an unofficial test. At LA 2028, cricket will be played in the T20 format, with 6 teams competing in both the men's and the women's competitions. Every team will be able to name a 15-member squad, as a total of 90 athletes quota has been allocated for each gender. Qualification criteria for the 2028 Games, that's yet to be confirmed for the cricket tournament, but USA are likely to earn a direct spot at this quadrillion extravaganza as host nation, meaning only 5 teams will be allowed to make the cut through the qualification process. It is expected that top 5 teams in the ICC rankings within a certain cutoff date will qualify for the Olympics other than the US of A. Meanwhile, the executive board of the IOC on Wednesday approved the event program and athlete quotas for the LA Games, adding 22 more medal events as compared to Paris 2024. The IOC approved a record 351 medal events for the LA 28 program, and the athlete quota remains at 10,500 with extra 698 quota places allocated for the 5 additional sports, which is baseball, softball, cricket, flag football, lacrosse and squash. For the first time in history, all team sports will have at least the same number of women's teams as men's. We move on to chess, and world number 1 Magnus Carlsen was the only player to record a win in the first game of the Paris Freestyle Chess Grand Slam quarterfinals on Wednesday. Playing on white, the Norwegian Grandmaster defeated Uzbekistan's Nodirbek Abdusattorov in a one-sided affair. Russia's Ian Nepomniachtchi, he equaled Carlsen's 8.5 points in the round-robin stage, but topped the standings on tie breaks. With the first pick of the knockouts, Nepomniachtchi opted to face 7th place Vincent Keimer, but could only manage a draw against the German. The other 2 quarters, which saw 3rd seed Frenchman Maxime Vachier-Lagrave play 8th-ranked Italian-American Fabiano Caruana and India's Arjun Erigesi, who came 4th, take on 6th place American Hikaru Nakamura. Those 2 also ended in draws. The Paris tournament is the second stop-off on the multi-million-dollar freestyle chess Grand Slam tour, offering $750,000 in total prize money, $200,000 to be awarded to the eventual champion on 14th of April. India hasn't had a good tournament. The format, which organizers hope will redefine elite chess tournaments, begins with a rapid round-robin stage, sees each grandmaster play each other once in games with a time control of 10 minutes and an increment of 10 seconds per move. That format then changes in the knockout stage as players face off in best-of-2 single elimination matches, alternating colors for fairness. From the quarterfinals onwards, the time control for games is 90 minutes with 30 seconds added per move. Under relentless time pressure and facing a formidable opponent in world number 2 Hikaru Nakamura, Arjun Erigesi, he held his nerve to earn a hard-fought draw in that freestyle Grand Slam quarterfinal. So India's hopes still alive in the tournament. All right, on to Champions League. Imperious Barcelona, they thumped visitors Borussia Dortmund 4-0 in their Champions League quarter-final first leg early today morning after Robert Lewandowski netted twice against his old club to earn the Catalans a sizable lead. The treble-chasing Barca predictably dominated the opening stages and grabbed the lead following Rafinha's strike in the 25th minute before a string of saves from Dortmund keeper Grigor Kobel frustrated Barca for the remainder of the first half. Barcelona then emerged more determined following the break, and it took them only 3 minutes to score the second, with Rafinha assisting Lewandowski, who nodded home from close range. The Polish striker extended their lead in the 66th minute from just inside the box, while Lamine Yamal, he wrapped up another demolition job by Barcelona 11 minutes later. Barcelona have enjoyed a superb 23-game unbeaten run across all competitions. They are the only team in Europe's top 5 leagues yet to lose in 2025 and are still in the running to win 3 titles. They lead La Liga 4 points ahead of Real Madrid, whom they face in the Copa del Rey final on April 26th. Hansi Flick's Barca, now they've scored 36 goals in 11 games in the Champions League and 145 in 48 competitive matches, thanks to their inspired attacking trio formed by Lewandowski, Yamal and Rafinha. On Wednesday, Kobel denied Lewandowski and Yamal from close range, but there was little he could do when Rafinha fired over the goal line in the 26th minute. After the break, Yamal made an impressive run from the right wing before lifting across towards the back post for Rafinha to head back across the goal, leaving an unmarked Lewandowski to nod over the line from centimeters out. Lewandowski then extended their lead with a bullet strike while Yamal rounded off the beating with a tidy finish from a quick counter. Barca will be full of confidence in Tuesday's return leg in Germany against Dortmund, who are 8th in that Bundesliga standings on 41 points, 5 from the qualification spots for next season's Champions League.
Sure, the result was great. We played well at a very high level, but we made too many mistakes at times. We have to work on that. We simply have to get better at that because, especially against a team like Dortmund, who have enormous quality in attack, who have very, very fast players, it's natural for them, and we defended well. We defended very, very well today, and even with the ball, we were at a very, very high level. I was very pleased with that. Lamine Yamal is fine and we are fine. Lamine has had a lot of minutes in the last few games, so it was important that he was able to come off a bit earlier, and at the beginning he also showed that he wanted to play through. Then at some point he indicated that he wanted to be substituted, and then we reacted. So we would have subbed Ansu on either way, not just because of Lamine. We would have substituted someone else because Ansu deserved to play today.
Paris Saint-Germain were made to sweat to secure a 3-1 win over Aston Villa in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final, coming from behind after a shock opener from the visitors on Wednesday. Morgan Rogers, he stunned the home crowd by putting Unai Emery's side ahead in the first half, but PSG swiftly turned the tide as teenager Desiree Doué and Kwicha Kvaratskhelia struck back before Nuno Mendes got the third in added time to give the newly crowned League One champions a well-deserved victory. PSG's dominance on the ball was evident as they dictated the tempo with a blend of composed possession. They had that technical precision, they had their trademark high pressing under Luis Enrique, their coach who groomed Doué into near stardom. Imagine, Doué is just 19 years old. Villa, whose 7-game winning streak in all competitions came to an end, will need to show more in the return leg on Tuesday. Emiliano Martinez, ever the villain in France, who was greeted by a barrage of boos, whistles and expletives, made his presence felt, blocking Vitinha's low shot. He also denied Ousmane Dembele from hitting the net. A mistake from Mendes in midfield allowed John McGinn to slip the ball to Tielemans. The Belgian looked up, saw the gap, whipped the cross into the path of Rogers, who finished it off with an ice-cold tap-in. 4 minutes later, though, PSG came back. They levelled when Doué curled one in from the edge of the box. It was yet another superb display by this 19-year-old who scored the winning penalty in the shootout against Liverpool in the last 16. The hosts continued to press following the break, and after a superb combination in the midfield, Kvaratskhelia fired a shot that went in off the inside, off the near post to make it 2-1. What a night for PSG.
Well, I think from the last year and especially this year, we changed more or less our DNA, trying to sign young players with a lot of quality. We have that resources, and I think it's important try to develop our idea not only with the young players, which is important, but also with the experienced players. And I think we are in that mix, that important mix, with the confidence and with the enough energy to try to go through the next phase and try to make history in Paris, because it's our goal, trying to win all the trophies, and it's an ambitious goal, but at the same time, it's a motivating situation for us, and I'm very happy with the performance today, very happy with the performance the whole year.
Okay, Lionel Messi's second goal of the night, an 84th minute penalty kick, capped Inter Miami's 3-1 win over Los Angeles FC on Wednesday in Fort Lauderdale, sending the Herons to the semi-finals of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Inter Miami won the 2-leg total goal semi-final series 3-2, rallying after LAFC earned a 1-0 home victory last week. The Herons' opponent in the 2-leg semi-final will be Vancouver Whitecaps. Now, Los Angeles went up 2-0 on aggregate when Aaron Long scored in the 9th minute. but goals from Messi in the 35th minute and Noah Ellen off a Messi assist in the 61st leveled the series 2-2. A video review led to a handball call against Marc Delgado, setting up the decisive penalty kick. Messi calmly kicked the ball into the top right corner. There's a full-blown spat that's unraveling between former Manchester United midfielder Nemanja Matic and current United goalkeeper Andre Onana. Now, Matic has labelled Andre Onana as one of the worst goalkeepers in the club's history. This after the Serbian was asked about Onana's comments from earlier this week that United were way better than French club Lyon as the two sides prepare to meet in the Europa League quarterfinals. Speaking at Wednesday's news conference, Lyon's Matic, who played for United from 2017 to 2022, called Onana one of the worst goalkeepers in Manchester United's history.
You know, to say that, you need to have cover for something like that. Onana, you know, I respect everyone, but to say that, then you need to get the answer. If you are one of the worst goalkeepers in Man United history, you need to take care what you are talking. You know, if David De Gea or Peter Schmeichel or Van der Sar say that, then I will question myself. But if you are one of the statistically the worst goalkeepers in Man United modern history, then you know he needs to show that before he says so.
Ouch. In an escalating row between the players and before the face-off in the Europa League quarter-final opening leg at Lyon on Thursday, Onana responded by pointing out that Matic had won nothing as a United player from 2017 to 2022. He said, and I quote, "I would never be disrespectful to another club. We know that tomorrow will be a difficult game against a strong opponent. We focus on preparing a performance to make our fans proud. At least, this is where the clincher is, at least I have lifted trophies with the greatest club in the world. Some can't say the same." Now, United are having their worst season in the Premier League, where they are 13th in the standings, and winning the Europa League is potentially their only ticket to the Champions League next season. Their manager, Ruben Amorim, he has described the feud between the goalkeeper and Lyon midfielder as a misunderstanding, with Onana's words taken out of context. Speaking on Wednesday, Amorim played down the war of words between the two players, saying he didn't believe it would impact Thursday's first leg in Lyon.
Obviously, we've seen the comments between Matic and Andre Onana. How do you think that will affect the game tomorrow? Do you think it adds anything to it?
I think tomorrow will not matter. I think if you see the full quote of Andre Onana is quite different. The first sentence is Lyon is a very, very good team. So I think sometimes the players don't listen, or the coaches don't listen the full quote, and sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. And I know Matic also is a great guy. So tomorrow is going to be a normal game. It's really hard. It's really hard to deal with that, and that is for sure. And again, if you look to all the quotes, you cannot see disrespect there. Just respect, but trying to give confidence and to show confidence in his team, especially in this year, so everybody can talk bad things about Manchester United. Sometimes our group, as a player, as a coach, as a staff, has to show some confidence in our team. So I think that's all. And again, I know really well Nemanja Matic and how good guy he is.
Well, the one thing we know is that all eyes will be on these two when they play against each other tomorrow. Well, that's it then on this edition of Game On. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.